Dad's dream to talk about his favorite team with the son of digging the stats. Come and join us, nerding on the Dbacks.
Hello, welcome to Nerding on the Dbacks. I'm Sun/Phoenix, and this is
Dad/Chris. And you are listening to the one
and only
and best.
and you already said best
I said one.
and only father-son baseball show in America.
That was the smoothest intro ever, and they don't got this in Amsterdam.
You said Greenland.
I threw a curveball.
I did not. You threw an Amsterdam.
So, thanks for joining us. Please like, comment, subscribe. You're on the pods. Rate, review. That's an option these days. And, of course, channel you're into kindergartner.
And share.
Yeah, so if you're joining us for the first time, well,
Why?
this is a really strange time for you to come and check us out for the first time. But we're super happy that you're here. And hopefully we can kind of help you feel a little better about the D-back season that just ended, because honestly, it was a great season.
No, it was not.
Oh, harsh. All right, so
They had the Hugger Slugger at 7th for all the year.
yeah, it was okay. We're gonna discuss more of that stuff in another episode. First, we're gonna
And then the Braves being
hey
butt heads.
save it for the season recap, because right now we're gonna go over the final week of the season and the final month of the season.
Those poop brains.
And then in the next recap episode that we do, we'll kind of talk about the season as a whole, some things that we think could be changed, what needs to stay the same, and just kind of what comes next. So
I think the Braves need to get out of our division.
they're not in our division.
They are not in our division. That's what I've been saying.
They already got moved. Actually, I don't think they were ever in the same division.
Yeah.
It would seem pretty unlikely that they were. I think because when the D-backs came in, they went to a 3-division format. So prior to 1994, they were, I think 94, they were in a 2-division format in each league, and now they have a 3-division format.
I think the Mets should not be in our division.
Also not in our division.
Oh, not in our division.
Yeah. What about the Rockies?
I think the Rockies should definitely be in our division.
And they are. So far, you're 3 for 3 on what you want. It's like MLB is serving it up on a platter for you.
I want Lourdes Gurriel to come to my house and give me an autograph and be on the pod.
So we got fall break here for the kids.
3 for 4.
You're on fall break?
Fall break?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't fall and I didn't break anything, so no.
Ah, that's original. Yeah, yep. I got jokes too. So
that's not-
unfortunately this year, unlike last year's fall break, there's no D-backs to watch. There's no D-backs playoff games to go to.
You could just watch the ones from last year.
That's true. This would be a really good time.
And you can gamble. And you'd win every time.
I don't think there's anything on the books right now for the D-backs.
We can make one up.
So
We can
so
make
yeah,
money.
fall break. Kitten's doing well, aka Waffles. He's having lunch right now as we're recording.
Nope, he's
And
finished.
this is the best part, to be honest. I think is that your grandparents, my parents,
Your
are in
parents,
town for a few
My
weeks.
grandparents.
They just got here yesterday.
Yep.
2 days ago.
And they're Twins fans.
Yep, they came down from Minnesota. So
Minneapolis,
for those of you who don't know, the Twins actually had a legitimately crazy collapse to their season. Like the D-backs had kind of a bad end to their season. The Twins had a horrific, record level collapse to their season. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, well, they suck and the D-backs don't. So, welcome to Nerding on the D-backs. I'm Sun/Phoenix, and this is...
And so we're going to be doing a draft of the September player performances. But before we do that, we got to talk about the final week of the season where the D-backs went, 2-4. And they're...
It says 2-5 on there.
Yeah, I messed up.
Yeah, of course you did.
in their final 6 games. It's because they went 2-5 in their last 7 games, but in the last week of the season, they went 2-4. And so let's talk about how we got there, shall we?
I mean, they did the podcast.
It's getting hot in here.
So take off all your clothes.
Yeah, that's right. Not
that's-
right now.
no.
Not on camera.
No.
So who do we got?
Oh my God, he didn't pull it up. Oh my God.
There we go.
You're
For the
you're
hot
ruining
boys
us.
hot
You're-
boys and girls this month.
You're ruining us. There's no girls on the team. On the roster.
All right. So
So for the starting pitcher, shh.
go. You take it.
Drink your water or tea, whatever it is. So for the starting pitcher, I said Zach Gallen is the hot boy. He has 6 innings pitched, 1 run, 1 earned, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 0 home runs.
Yeah, Zach Gallen. Actually, kind of in the last 5 games of the season, the pitching staff as a whole, I guess I should say the starting rotation as a whole, all pitched pretty well. Like the very last turn through the rotation, Gallen, Kelly, Kelly had a bunch of errors. I still don't understand how Kelly ended up giving up 4 earned runs or 5 earned runs in that 4 earned runs in that first inning when there were so many errors in that inning. I just don't get it. It was really weird. And then you had a great performance from Fott.
Kevin, oh.
Great performance from Erod. And who am I missing?
AJ Puck.
No, he wasn't starting games. I think it was just a couple. Yeah. Anyway, they all pitched really well. It was kind of a great way to go out.
Jordan
It gives you
Montgomery?
some hope for next season since every one of those guys will be back.
Yeah. So for the relieving pitcher, who is very hot and is just smoking people on the plate, his name is Kevin Ginkel. Gink in the stink. Ginkel, the Ginkatron, the Ginkler warrior,
Yeah, the Ginkinator.
the ultimate Gink, the
He did
Gink
pr-
in the stink.
All right. He had a great week. Tell people what he did.
So he pitched.
Yes, he did.
Yes, and
Great.
he actually pitched 2.1 innings. He had 0 runs, all earned, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks, and 0 home runs,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
earned.
That is a very impressive week of relief pitching.
Yeah.
Good job, Gink. Woo!
Yeah,
All right.
kicking the stink.
And who did we have for the hitters?
For the hitters, so proud to say it, for our last hot or not of the year. We'll come back next year. It's Lourdes Guerrero.
Woo!
Give it up. Give it up.
Lotus going out strong.
So Lourdes is my dad. And he had a .929 OPS. He had 21 plate appearances, 0 doubles, 1 triple.
Triple.
His second of the year. He had 0 home runs, 1 walk. Give it up. He had 1 run and 3 RBI. He's really committing to this team. 0 stolen bases. Yeah.
Yeah, Lourdes going out strong. It was a fun week of watching Lourdes as it's household favorite. Certainly.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Then you got the MVP of this list, Corbin Carroll. His OPS is .891. He has 23 plate appearances, 1 double. Lourdes had a triple, and Corbin Carroll didn't have a triple, so Lourdes is better. Corbin Carroll had 1 home run, but home runs don't really matter. 4 walks. Lourdes had 1, so I think that's better. Corbin Carroll had 3 runs, but Lourdes had 1. So, Corbin Carroll had 2 RBIs, not 3 like Lourdes. Corbin Carroll had 3 stolen bases, but he kind of cheated at those. But I think Lourdes is actually like he doesn't cheat at stolen bases. He doesn't like to steal. Yeah.
Yeah, great week from Carroll, too. Yeah, fantastic. I
Yep.
love it.
Lourdes is better.
All right. Well, those are our hot boys in that last week. Now we got to talk about...
Ice babies. So, for the starting pitcher, we have Brandon Petfat. What? Sorry. He has 8 innings pitched, 7 runs, 5 earned, 13 strikeouts. Whoa, you...
Just keep going.
He has 3 walks and 2 home runs. For the relief pitcher, we have AJ Puck, sadly. He has 2.1 innings pitched, 3 runs, all earned, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 2 home runs.
Yeah, Fott was awful and then incredible again. Kind of like his entire September, although there were more awfuls than incredibles. He was either... It's so weird. I think he either gave up at least 5 runs in every start, or he gave up 1 or less. He didn't have anything in between of just like decent games, just good games. They were either excellent or terrible, and I'd rather have decent.
Yeah.
I'd rather have more decent. But at least he finished on a high note. AJ Puck, unfortunately, all his amazing run prevention just came undone in the biggest game, like when the team really could have used him to pull out a W and hold the line, if you will, in a tied game going into the 9th inning. AJ Puck came on the bump and gave up 3 runs. I think it was the 9th inning. Gave up 3 runs, and that was kind of the last gasp. Dbacks needed to win that game and the next game in order to lock themselves into the playoffs, and they just couldn't do it. They couldn't pull it off. So, and it sucks. Puck was absolutely their best reliever from the time they got him, but it just kind of had some regression happen in that last appearance, and they lost it. So
well spoken.
all right.
For the hitter,
Yeah, why'd you only put 1?
because the next guy had like 600.
That's not good.
600? It's not good?
No.
Who are you? You
Well,
said
like-
500 was good.
No. Like 700 is average.
All right, I want to clip him saying that 500's not bad.
No, 500's bad.
No. Geraldo Perdomo, his OPS is 0.9 or 0.494. He has 18 plate appearances.
Oh, that is loud. Yeah. All right. We're gonna. Yeah, just keep going. Keep going.
Okay, we're going to cut that out. 0 doubles, 0 triples, 0 home runs, 2 walks, 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base, and yeah. And 500 is apparently very bad.
So who else would you have put on this list besides Jerry?
I can't remember his name.
No. Would it be Jake McCarthy?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah? No.
I
Okay.
can't remember.
All right. Yeah. So that's our cold boy. Well, 3 out of the 4 cold boys. We'll never know who the 4th one is.
I'm gonna find a clip of you saying that 500 is not bad.
You're not gonna find a clip of me
I
saying that.
am gonna find. I'm gonna research. Oh,
That doesn't sound like something I would ever say.
that does sound like something you would say.
So,
Is 600 bad?
it's bad. Like 500 is terrible. 600 is bad. 700 is average.
Oh my!
I mean, if you're like a catcher and you got like a 650, okay, that's acceptable. That's
So
a
you're
good.
saying
That's
that's-
goodish.
So you're saying that 650 isn't bad?
If you're a catcher, catchers have a lower bar of offensive expectation.
We are going to release a clip on TikTok of him saying 500 isn't bad. I know you said it. I know it.
Okay,
I know
so
you said it,
let's.
and
let's,
you know it too.
Okay, let's get into our draft of the best performers in the month of September. So, for those of you who didn't see our last pod when we did this, we are going to draft 4 hitters. Basically, we're including their defense in our evaluation, but 4 hitters, 2 starting pitchers each, and 2 relief pitchers each. So 4 hitters, 2 starting pitchers, 2 relievers each. And since Phoenix won the last draft,
I did?
yeah, well, the vote was
Yeah.
for you from all you awesome listeners and viewers. So that means I get to go first.
What? I wish I didn't win.
And so with my very first pick
Don't pick 'em.
in
Don't
the
pick
September
'em.
2024 draft,
Don't pick him.
I'm going to take the Hugger Slugger.
Oh, I did not see that one.
Oh, yeah. All right. So the Hugger Slugger, he put up an OPS, a 1.029 OPS, played his normal, solid defense. He probably could have driven in a few more runs in the month had he been moved up in the lineup to 4th or 5th. There were so many times, there were so many games in the month of September that I was just sitting there and watching. We were sitting there and watching, and like they'd get through the first 3 guys, and like Carroll and or Marte and or Jock Peterson were on base, and I was just like, how sweet would it be to have the Hugger Slugger up right now? Gino Suarez, wish you were in that box. And if you, just think of how many more runs they could have had from having him in there. Just kind of a bummer that didn't happen. One of the weirdest mysteries about the entire season is how Suarez almost never batted higher than 7th.
Man, is that laggy?
Yeah, well, it's just for us. It's
I know.
recording just fine.
Wow, that was a surprising pick. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were taking my guy.
All right,
and my
well-
guy is Ketel Marte. He leads in like everything.
Yeah,
You were taking him second.
he didn't lead in everything. For example, he
Well-
didn't lead in OPS.
Wait, I thought he did.
No, his OPS was 944 for the month.
Hold on, let me see. Let's see. Oh, for the month. Okay, but he leads in almost everything.
He was. He had a really good month. I'm not by any means going to take that away from him. He was, our 3rd or 4th best hitter, depending on how you want to evaluate it. I would say probably he was certainly a top 5 batter still for them. He was great. He was absolutely fantastic. Played some ugly defense when it mattered most. That part is super painful.
Yeah.
And kind of, a big reason simultaneously as a whole on the season. Marte is a huge reason, probably the biggest reason the Dbacks were playing for a playoff spot in the final weekend of the season. And at the same time,
you're saying that he carried the team?
yeah, he kind of carried the team. At the same time, I would say he's also
You know who else carried the team?
he is also probably the biggest reason that they lost one of those games in the final week of the season as well.
All of those errors?
All of those errors. One of them didn't even get counted as an error. It was so bizarre. I just don't understand it. He had a one hopper or a 2 hopper. I can't remember exactly what it was. Hit right at him that he just olayed. You know what olayed is?
By your thing, it's like...
It's you know how it like the
Ole.
bull riders, they got the red flag, right? And they have the bull charge the red flag and they go, ole! They lift the flag right as the bull's going across. So that was Ketel Marte had his glove right in front of the ball. And then just as it got to him, he lifted his glove over the ball. He olayed it. And it just went into the right center field gap. And they didn't count it in air. Bizarrest like scoring call I've ever seen. It was right at him.
No, it's not an error. He just he was thinking about if he wanted to go to the playoffs or not, and he said nope.
So yeah, that's devious.
I still picked him because he's good.
He's like that. Yeah, he's like that catcher at Single A for the Twins. Do you remember that story?
Nope.
He was literally telling the hitters because he didn't want to go to the playoffs and they were playing to get into the playoffs. He wanted to go home and he was literally telling the hitters for the other team what pitch he was calling. Yeah, crazy. So, not that devious. So yeah, Marte,
Oh my
though,
God.
great pick.
Did he get like?
There's certainly, I think there's unlike in the month of August when there were just a lot of really good picks, there's certainly like a pretty steep drop off in picks this month. And so I would say Suarez and Marte are really at the top of the tier for the offensive players this month. And so it's not a surprise that those two came off first. My next pick, I'm going to pick my first starting pitcher, and that is going to be Zach Gallen.
I took mine.
Sorry. I'm not taking Zach Allen. I'm taking Merrill Kelly.
Wow, that's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, Merrill, he was much better than his ERA would suggest. Again, this is why ERA is such in small sample sizes and even in large sample sizes with the way that scorers score plays in Major League Baseball these days, that they didn't give Ketel Marte an error on that play that resulted in essentially 1 to 4 runs, depending on how you want to count it up, 1 to 4 runs scoring in that inning because of that error by Ketel Marte. It's really difficult to put too much stock in that, while his FIP was absolutely excellent. Gallen was amazing as well, which I'm almost certain you're going to take him next.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. But Merrill Kelly finally got himself back into form in September. It was awesome. It was exactly what we wanted to see to finish the year, to be excited about what he can continue to be in 2025. So I'm taking Merrill Kelly.
Well, I'm taking Zach Gallen. Pretty sure that was pretty obvious. He has just been pretty great all year. He's had his ups and his downs, but I think he's just been the best starting pitcher. I mean, Brandon Pfaadt is up there, but I think
No, he's not.
Really?
Yeah, Brandon Pfaadt was. I would have said on a per inning basis, yes, Zach Allen was our best pitcher for the whole season. I would say on a per start basis, Merrill Kelly probably was our second best starter, and on a bulk basis, meaning their entire season and how many innings they gave us, I would say Ryan Nelson was our second best pitcher. But definitely Nelson, Kelly, and Gallen were the 3 best pitchers on the team.
I mean, Brandon Pfaadt had his ups and downs. I think he's still
something is. I think we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about when we do a season recap. So Gallen is a great pick. He had he had a strikeout rate of 12.67 strikeouts per 9, which is outrageous for a starting pitcher.
That's what I chose him.
That's pretty much. He actually had more strikeouts per 9 than Justin Martinez for the month, which is insane. Justin Martinez, I'm pretty sure, leads the Dbacks in strikeout per 9 on the season. I don't have that particular set of numbers up, but he is amazing. So with my third pick, I'm going to kind of throw a little bit of a curveball here, but I just think that it's worth it, and that is I'm going Randall Grichuk.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a curveball in the dirt.
Did you swing?
Yeah, I swung.
Oh, yeah. That was a good pitch. So
It went from like
here's the,
to my shoulder to the dirt.
here's the
And-
reason I'm taking Randall Grichuk. I'm pretty sure, based on how Randall Grichuk was used, in that he didn't get used against lefties consistently throughout the month, as you would expect. Particularly, there was the week before last. I'm pretty sure Randall Grichuk was hurt, and they never said anything. And they continued to put him in the lineup as he could play. And he proceeded to reward the team and do his part to the tune of a 1.408 OPS for the month.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he only had 51 plate appearances, so that was good for right about like 6th or 7th on the team. So he still had quite a few plate appearances. And just the amount of just insane offense. He had a nearly 8% strikeout rate with a K rate just under 12. Just outrageous numbers all the way across. He had a 400 batting average with a 450 on base percentage. His slugging percentage was higher than every other player's OPS on the team for the month of September, except for Pavin Smith and Eugenio Suarez.
Man, you really want this win, don't you? You're pleading your case.
A 957 slugging percentage. That's outrageous. That is outrageous. So with that, any as always, Grichuk plays not great, but solid defense out there. He's a good corner outfielder. When he's on the field, he gives the D-backs another good throwing arm in the outfield, which outside of Lourdes, they don't really have unless Alec Thomas is playing. And so gives them that weapon because there's no question. We still saw it all the way to the end of the season. Whenever balls were hit to Jake McCarthy and Corbin Carroll, there was just extra bases to be had from those base runners, especially taking home. And so Grichuk kind of held up the running game on the bases a little bit, and that was good to see. So I'm taking him with my third pick overall, but my second hitter.
You know, I'm gonna take a tall homage dude. I'm gonna take AJ Puck.
That's a good pick. That was next on my list.
You know, he had a really tough
Final appearance.
Yeah, really tough final appearance, and
Everything up to that though was great.
yeah, exactly. His whole September has been just straight, just straight.
He did not give up a single run in the entire month of September until the not the very last game, but his last appearance.
Yeah, but everything up to that was just been.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. He was incredible. You know, the D-backs got him, I know, for at least one, maybe two more seasons of team control. So he'll be back. He's not going anywhere. That part's awesome.
Yep.
All right. So I am going to take... Wait. I'm going to go back to Puck. Remember when we had that discussion about... I thought this was really, really funny when, a few days after that shock jock made the claim that Puck should go, made the claim that the D-backs are blowing ninth inning lead after ninth inning lead after ninth inning lead, and AJ Puck should become the closer. First, they hadn't blown a ninth inning lead yet in the month of September when he made that claim, and then like 2 days later, Justin Martinez blows the team's first ninth inning lead of the month, and then just like 3 days after that, AJ Puck doesn't blow a ninth inning lead, but he gets brought on in the ninth inning of a tied game, which is usually where you use your closer in a game. Like Torrey was like, yeah, I'm not screwing around with this. I'm bringing in our best reliever to pitch our most important inning of the season. And Puck proceeded to blow it. I just want to say baseball. This is why hot takes in baseball are just ridiculous. Just think we were even talking about, we were not part of the crowd that said we should be getting rid of Eugenio Suarez. We kept saying like he needs to be good. mitigated to a bench role back in May and early June. But we said, you got to hold on to him because he's going to turn his season around, right? He always does. He can't get worse than that. But until he starts to hit better, he probably shouldn't have as prominent a role on the team as he had at that point. But there were a lot of people who were saying, you got to dump him. You got to dump him. They just got to release him, cut bait. And that's what I mean by hot takes. Like, good players are going to play good if you give them enough time to turn their season around. And
I feel like those people just don't check the stats. I feel like they just don't do the research on, like, you gotta. That's like writing a paper but not knowing anything about your subject.
Yeah, or just knowing anecdotally about the subject and not doing it, like you said, any research.
That's like taking elementary math and then trying to teach a college.
That's a funny analogy. So with my fourth pick, we're on the fourth pick, I believe. I am going to take the performance in the month of September of Pavin Smith.
Yep. That was also my next.
Yeah. So Pavin, I'm obviously going straight for offense here. I took Pavin. That gives me Gritchik, who had a 1.4, Pavin, who had a 1.06, and the Hugger Slugger, who had a 1.03 on my team. So I had all the best offensive performances. Pavin Smith was just absolutely incredible. If you tuned in for Dbacks games in the month of September, you saw a version of Pavin Smith that, I mean, frankly, was kind of who Pavin Smith was all season long, but you had never seen this version of Pavin Smith prior to 2024. And September was the exclamation point on what was really a great, complete season. He crushed it all year long for the Dbacks.
Yeah.
In limited play.
Remember that tweet? I wish I remembered the name, but somebody said Pavin Smith's job is to save the D-backs.
Yes. Pavin Smith's job is to say. Pavin Smith's role on this team is to save the D-backs season every Sunday. That's what it was. It was really probably the best tweet in all of D-backs Twitter for the entire season. That was an awesome one. I can't remember who that is. I think we should definitely go back and find that tweet and give it the D-backs Tweet of the Year award, because that was awesome. Yeah, so Pavin Smith was great. This is probably no secret to anyone. He is somewhere between bad and terrible in the outfield, so that part kind of sucks. He gives away a lot of his he gives away some of his offensive value on his defense, but his offense was so spectacular that it was worth having him in the lineup against basically every right-handed pitcher that the D-backs faced in the month of September. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with free agency here, because if Pavin Smith can be even remotely close to this level of hitter, and he plays the level of defense that we saw him play at first base, it really kind of negates the need to bring Christian Walker back, because I don't think that there is, against right-handed pitching anyway, there is really, I would absolutely rather have Pavin Smith take 500 at-bats against right-handed pitching and play first base than Christian Walker. And I know that's kind of a crazy thing to say. I would have never expected to say that 6 months ago. But Pavin Smith was so fantastic this season, both at the major league level and at the AAA level. And his first base defense in the little bit that he played first base was absolutely incredible. Like Gold Glove level, like caliber level of defense. Not going to be, Christian Walker is on a whole nother on a tier of his own when it comes to first base defense in all of Major League Baseball. Like Bryce Harper is really good. He's the second best defensive first baseman in the entire league, and he's not even close to where Christian Walker is on defense. And so Pavin Smith, I think, if Christian Walker went to the American League and Pavin Smith was the first baseman next season for the D-backs, I really believe he would have a shot at winning the Gold Glove with what I've seen of him at first base so far.
Yeah. Okay, so, wow, that was like a whole speech. I think I was falling asleep.
Wow, it was that bad?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was just a long. Give me my boy, My man. Not like that. No homo. Give me Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow. I feel like you're reaching, but I'm not surprised.
No, I am not. Okay, tell me one more good guy on that list.
Corbin Carroll. I know.
The OPS though.
I know.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he had 119 plate appearances to Lourdes Gurriel's 35. He just played a
Give
lot
me
more.
Corbin Carroll.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll take
You
Lourdes.
could still. I
take-
assure you, you'll still be able to grab Lourdes.
Yeah, I'll take Lourdes next.
Corbin. Yeah. Go ahead. Tell him about what his month was like.
Yeah, I was just tricking you guys. Yeah. So, my bad. Corbin Carroll had a .790 OPS, and he had 119 plate appearances, and he really helped the team out.
He led the team in PAs.
Yeah.
He had a 361 on base percentage. That's pretty good. Not great, but pretty good out of your leadoff spot. The one thing that really, started to become very evident about Corbin Carroll, and I mentioned this when we were going to watch the Dbacks, one of the Dbacks games, and it's that Corbin Carroll seems to score somewhere around like 115% of the time that he gets on base.
If he steals first, like he's already at home.
Yeah, if he can get to first, he's gonna score. It's absolutely incredible. The dude is just an outrageously good base runner. So
I feel like I already won. I have Gattel and Corbin Carroll. I feel, and also I got Zach Gallen. It's like the best.
Yeah, Corbin is really, really fun to watch. He's
You know what's even better?
like, yeah, rookie of the year. Man, did he have a comeback. There are a lot of guys who had more stolen bases than Corbin Carroll, but there are not a lot of guys who had more base running value than Corbin Carroll.
He
so good.
started very, very bad at the start of the year, but then like his comeback though, like holy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. We'll talk about that on the full season, but wow, I agree. Gives you a lot to dream on for 2025. Mm-hmm. So I'm finally gonna get.
I hope he doesn't turn to Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah. Let's not tinker with the swing this offseason, Corbin. Just refine what you got going right now. So we're gonna pick this up a little bit, especially since we got a lot of guys with a lot less to talk about now. I'm gonna pick Supermart with my next pick.
Oh man, I should.
And
that's
so
a good pick.
Supermart.
No, that's not.
That's fair. He does that too. Actually, he doesn't do the super thing at all.
No,
but,
he does not.
I like to think of him doing that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go. He's flying in to save the day. I think he'll probably do that more often in 2025. He had a really, really good rookie campaign. He kind of wore down a little bit at the end from an ERA standpoint. He just had a really hard time in the month of September keeping guys from scoring, but he didn't let a lot of runners on. But when they did get on, they scored a lot, and that was kind of a problem for him. He just had a really hard time, even though he had the best ground ball rate of his season. His BABIP was just outrageous, and I don't think that's gonna stick going into the next year. His fastball velocity still hung in there at 101 miles per hour, and his FIP and xFIP both looked absolutely stupendous. And if you're going to ask Fangraphs, for example, and their version of WAR, which reliever had a better month, Justin Martinez or AJ Puck, they're going to tell you Justin Martinez, which is kind of crazy considering Puck didn't give up a run until the very end, and still had an ERA less than half of what Martinez had. Martinez just had kind of a lot of bad luck go his way, and so that's it. I think he'll come back and look awesome next season, but Supermart was great still.
All right. So for my next pick,
You gonna take a Lourdes now?
I think I'm actually no. I don't think I'm gonna take him. I think. I think it's time. I think it's time for the gink. I think I'm gonna take the gink.
You're gonna take the Ginks September, huh?
Yep.
Wow. That I did not see that coming. Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking the
He had an
gink.
8 ERA in the month of September.
I know.
Okay.
He's still good.
Yeah, he is. Not in the month of September, but
No, it was good.
okay. Go ahead, give everybody the info, the skinny on Kevin Ginkel's September.
So his K per 9 was 13. So that's good. And he had 9 innings pitched. And his FIP was 5.28. So that's good. And his ERA was 8. But you know, we don't do this for the stats. We do this for the media.
He just kind of got hit hard. He gave up a lot of home runs. He gave up 3 home runs in 9 innings, which is really weird. So, like, when you're looking at very, very small sample sizes, which is what you're doing when you're looking at a single month, especially a relief pitcher's single month, and a lot of times using XFIP is the best way to, it's not what he did. He had an 8 ERA, but he pitched closer to a 3.5 ERA he likely would have had a 3.5 ERA over an entire season if he pitched like he did in the month of September, which ironically 3.5 is about the ERA he had for the entire season. So it's funny how that XFIP really works out that way. Yeah, he had a good, not great month, but we're also just kind of drafting towards the end of the draft, and that's what happens. So, all right, I am going to then take Joe Mantiply's month of September.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I know who I'm taking next.
So Mantiply, if you take out that one appearance where Joe Torre Lavello. I wonder if it. Joe Torre is an old manager of the Yankees from back in the 90s and early 2000s. So Torre Lavello, he put in. Do you remember the rant I went on? I just wouldn't let it go about how he put in Joe Mantiply to pitch the day after he pitched 2 innings.
Yeah.
And
I thought you were going to talk about the Jordan Montgomery
no,
speech.
if you take that one appearance out of Joe Mantiply's month, it looks absolutely incredible. He led the team in FIP of all pitchers with at least 4 innings pitched, and he was second on the team in FIP and XFIP. He was first on the team in XFIP, second in FIP for all of the pitchers. The only other pitcher who had a lower FIP than him was Paul Sewald, who only threw 3.1 innings. He just was fantastic, and pretty much all season long. He didn't give up a home run. He struck out 10 batters in 8.2 innings, only walked 2. Just really great performance out of Joe Mantiply, and just kind of got screwed with getting put into a situation he never should have been in.
Yeah. I'm going to take Erod here. He's been really good. Well, actually, he has been very good. He's been decent.
He's been decent.
So, and I'll take decent. Decent's great.
In this situation, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so, he's been decent. I mean, he's been out, literally... let's see, 75% of the year, and then he just came back, and he did pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. He was okay. He finished strong.
Yeah,
that's the most important part.
Yeah.
All right. I expect him to be much better in 2025 as long as he doesn't get hurt again. His track record would indicate that's likely to happen. So, hey, I also want to throw out there, just as an aside, good call on not doing any of the discussion about yeah on this episode. This is already running really long, so
Yeah.
let's get on with this. I'm going to draft Gabby Moreno this month. Gabby, really good job behind the plate. Had a really inexplicable pass ball. It's just like the entire team just kind of crumbled in the last 7 games of the season. It was so weird, except for the starting pitchers. And even them, they didn't do great. They just did not terrible for the most part.
They just did
They were a
okay.
little bit better than they had been for the rest of the season, but still not good. But yeah, but other than that, Gabby hit well. He's still in limited time, put up some sort of 766 OPS. And I really thought about taking Adrian Del Castillo here because they both had about the same amount of plate appearances for the month. And Del Castillo had an 815 OPS, which is a lot better. But Gabby's just better on defense, and they're pretty even. Gabby, just because of the extra defense, I just had to go with him. So that was kind of it.
All right. I'm pretty sure this was pretty obvious. I'm going to take Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah, we kind of already talked about him a little bit,
Yeah.
but had a 900 OPS.
He needs no discussion.
900 OPS, only 35 plate appearances. Was hurt, but in the bit of time that he played,
He was amazing.
he was
the first guy to hit a
fantastic.
home run.
Yeah. So
That was awesome.
when
That
he
was
came
so
back
awesome.
from it, when he came back from injury.
No, he was the first guy to hit a home run in the season.
Oh, yes, in the season. I thought you meant yes. And he hit that home run when he came back off the injury list in his first game back.
Because it's Lourdes Gurriel.
Very cool. Well, we both only got one more pick left. I need a starting pitcher. And, I mean, considering I want to take Ryan Nelson, except for he only started 2 games in the month. And one of those games was the game he got hurt on, and it was his worst pitching performance in like 4 months since like the middle of May. And so it's kind of hard to take him. Jordan Montgomery was pretty awful because that's what Jordan Montgomery is in a D-backs uniform. Awful. And then that kind of leaves me with Brandon Pfaadt, who Brandon Pfaadt's really weird. For those of you who don't watch a lot of Mariners games, they got this guy named Bryce Miller. Brandon Pfaadt kind of reminds me of Bryce Miller in that he barely ever walks anybody, and he gets a decent amount of strikeouts. But as a result, he kind of pounds the zone a little too much. And because of that, guys are constantly swinging at the pitches that they're ready to just uncork on them. And they give up a lot of hard contact as a result. And so got to figure something out with Pfaadt from a deception standpoint. Otherwise, they can't. He's a rare pitcher who he has consistently throughout the entire season given up more runs than you would think based on his predictive stats. And it's just because he's getting hit hard. He's getting hit hard. And so he's got to do something about that. I'm not sure, we'll talk about pitching as a whole in the next recap episode because I got a lot of thoughts on that. And probably a lot of D-backs fans aren't going to agree with me on it, but I think that doesn't mean it's not accurate.
Yeah. Okay, so for my final pick, I need a hitter. And, this guy, he was great before he got injured. And, he's honestly, if he was a Dodger, I would be very scared because he hits a lot of home run in Dodger Stadium.
You're going.
I'm going to take Christian Walker.
Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pick. He was okay. Like,
when he came back from injury, I was a little sad because he wasn't too great. He wasn't like the first half, but his defense though, Gold Glove.
yeah, he was, as always, just fantastic. It is really funny. He has 2 errors on the entire season, and they both happened in the same game.
And I got a home run prediction out of that.
I don't think it was a home run, but
Yeah, it was.
was it?
I swear
We'll
it
go
was.
back and look. It's on the sheet.
Yeah.
We got the retro sheet. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's our draft. We'll
also
we
go
got
back and look and see when you say
For-
500's not bad.
so you drafted Marte, Carroll, Gurriel,
Lourdes.
and Walker for your hitters for the month of September. You had Gallen and Erod for your pitchers, starting pitchers. And your relief pitchers were AJ Puck and Kevin Ginkel's performances in the month of September.
Yeah.
I drafted the Hugger Slugger, Randall Grichuk, Pavin Smith, and Gabby Moreno for my hitters' performances in September. Merrill Kelly and Brandon Fott for my starting pitchers. And then Supermart and Joe Mantiply for my pitchers, my relief pitchers. So let us know who you think won. And please, if you held in here, you enjoyed our show, that means share it, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on the pods, rate, review, and
Junior year in a kindergartner and
share. Please share. Especially going into the off season. If you got any D-backs, diehard fans out there that are friends of yours, we would love to be their source of off season evaluation, rumors, and news.
And if we're cringy, we'd love to be the source of laughter and just.
Yeah, we love those sour faces. Mm-hmm. So, I guess.
For the last time, take it away, Limerick. For the regular season, God.
Yearning. Under.